Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty unusual, actually. A direct report made to Interpol, but from, well, just an individual citizen.
Right, it's quite the document. And it takes us on this journey, across continents and into some really, really extraordinary claims.
So our mission today is to unpack this account from Mr. Graham Edwin Wilkins. He's an officer with Transport for London, TfL, also a director of a company, Capstone Estates Limited.
And he's trying, quite persistently it seems, to deliver this evidence dossier, as he calls it, trying to get it into the hands of international authorities.
Yeah, and our source for this is just one thing. Mr. Wilkins' own report to Interpol. He sent it from France, April 2024, talking about things that started back in March.
It really sits at this weird intersection, doesn't it? Individual claims, personal experiences, and, global security structures.
Okay, so let's dive in. Where does this whole delivery attempt actually begin?
It starts in Ankara, Turkey, March 22nd, 2024. He says he went to a police station there, trying to hand over a USB drive and his dossier.
Just walked in.
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened?
Well, according to him, they didn't just take it at the front desk. They sent him to the anti-terrorist police.
Anti-terror. That's
Yeah.
quite a jump. Makes you wonder how they saw him. Or maybe the dossier itself.
It's unclear from the report, but he claims they warned him, said it was, quote, dangerous to stay in Turkey, told him he should leave right away. Apparently, they copied his files, gave him the drive back, and even gave him a lift. First to his hotel, then the bus station, helped him get out.
Wow. Okay. So from Ankara, where next?
Lyon, France. He gets there March 23rd. The very next day, he goes to Interpol headquarters.
Right. The main goal, presumably.
Tries to deliver it again physically, but the security guard apparently stopped him, said Interpol policy was absolutely no physical deliveries, anything physical was the quote, told him to use registered post.
Huh. Bureaucracy, maybe? Or standard procedure?
Could be. But then, moments later, same day, he goes to a local police station in Lyon, Villeurbanne, and there, he says, he handed over the same USB drive.
And they took it.
Yeah, an officer apparently looked at the contents, said they'd investigate, and Wilkins asked them to pass it on to the DGSI-2. That's the French Internal Intelligence Agency.
So adding another layer there, suggesting it's a national security thing for France as well.
Seems that way. After Lyon, he goes back to where he was staying in Cahors, France. Then, April 4th, he tries a different route, emailing NATO.
NATO now.
Okay.
How did that go?
He says he kept getting bounce-back messages. Could not be delivered. The reason given was exceeded the maximum size limit.
Ah, the classic size limit issue.
But he insists that was, quote, clearly untrue. He thinks something else was going on. Eventually, though, he says he managed to send 2 emails with evidence of the supposed blocking. So he feels NATO now has what they need.
This is where the story takes another turn, right? Into the actual content of his concern.
Exactly. The report details some really extraordinary claims, specifically signals harassment, including mind influence control. He alleges this has been constant, nonstop from morning to night since way back in early 2022.
Mind influence. And he says it caused, what, out-of-character behavior?
That's the claim. And he has theories about how this could be done. He suggests maybe victims are poisoned first in public.
Poisoned? How?
With drugs that lower inhibitions, he mentions sodium pentothal, like a truth serum type thing.
Yeah.
And also drugs that enhance aggression. He lists things like methyl testosterone, SARMs, even PCP.
The idea being this makes people more vulnerable to mind control tech.
That seems to be his theory. And because of this, he recommends really thorough forensic testing on the bodies of people suspected to be victims of this kind of thing. He specifically names Aaron Alexis.
Washington Navy Yard shooter. That case has certainly drawn a lot of speculation over the years.
Right, and Wilkins doesn't stop at the problem. He proposes a solution, too. A pretty novel one.
What's that?
To fight what he calls sonic frequency signals mediated terrorism. So terrorism using sound or signals. He suggests using a drone with a signal jammer on board.
A drone with a jammer, okay?
Positioned near the victim's body. Especially, he says, if they have hidden biochips implanted.
Biochips. Wow. Okay, that's a very specific, very tech-focused proposed solution.
It is. And he concludes the report by saying he strongly suspects the French government might be involved in the harassment against him, because it's still happening, apparently. He's worried his registered post to Interpol might even be intercepted.
So he feels he's actively being targeted while trying to report this. He actually calls himself an Interpol informant in the report.
Yeah, provides a new contact number and everything.
So let's try and pull this together. We've traced this really unique journey. one person trying very hard to get this dossier filled with, frankly, startling claims about mind control and technology to global authorities.
And hitting roadblocks, getting redirected, trying different avenues. It highlights the sheer difficulty, doesn't it? When someone tries to report something that sounds, well, outside the norm to these big, formal organizations.
Definitely. It leaves us with a big question, really, for you listening. In this age where technology is leaping forward so fast and there's just so much information flying around, how do we even begin to sort through it all? How do you distinguish between, say, a genuine emerging threat, someone's very intense personal experience, or maybe a complex narrative that weaves things together?
Yeah, what stands out to you when you hear about Mr. Wilkins' account? His journey, his claims, his proposed tech solutions. Something to think about.